Welcome to the chaos of this room. We'll start packing for my tomorrow's trip to Kentucky, and I just arrived yesterday to Toronto from Barcelona after a short trip to Barcelona and Moscow, and we're leaving for a climbing trip tomorrow. And I just wanted to show you what I usually take with me on a trip like that. And so first, one of the things that I always think when I'm going on a multiple trip, regardless of the purpose of the trip, whether it be hiking trip or a climbing trip, is where I'm gonna sleep. So this time we're camping, and I'm taking my tent with me, and this is a roomy two-person tent. There will be space for two people with backpacks on the side, and this time I'm the only person who will be in that tent, because I'm going with only one person, which is Halina, and she's taking her tent with her, and we have reserved a separate site for her. So I'm the only one occupying my own tent, and this is the tent which I got from a friend for $50, and this tent leaked on the last hiking trip, so this is not a very reliable equipment, but the forecast for Kentucky is rather promising. 7 days of sun in a row, no precipitation, so hopefully there is no rain, and if there is rain, I got a tarp which I'll put inside the tent, so I should be fine. Worst case scenario, I'll just knock on her door in the middle of the night and ask to share her tent with her. But after this trip, I'll be likely retiring this tent, and we'll just get a new one, because this tent is just an old piece of gear. Another thing is my sleeping bag, and this is a light sleeping bag rated for 10 degrees Celsius. So this is a perfect early fall, summer sleeping bag. And we're driving in there. No hiking is involved, so I don't care about the weight. I'll just stuff it in this sack, and it will be good to go. If I were going on a hiking trip in the summer, I would also take this bag with me, just because it's lightweight. It's below 1 kilogram. Actually, yeah, maybe about 600 grams or 500 grams. A warmer sleeping bag would be much heavier. Another thing I'm taking with me is Thermarest, and it's a pad I would put underneath the sleeping bag. And in this trip, I might not even need that, because since we're driving, I'll probably take one of those huge mattresses that you take with you on a lazy camping trip. Maybe. I'm still thinking, I haven't decided. Because the other mattress is so huge, it will take a lot of effort just to put enough air in it. So this is like my backup. If everything fails, I got this, so that the nights are comfortable. Because it's such an important thing is to have a good, decent sleep on a climbing trip. You're already spending enough energy during the day, so you would like to recover as well as possible during the night. Halina's got the same or similar Thermarest. Hers is, I think, a bit warmer and a bit heavier. I like my version more. It's also a bit less expensive. Another thing is a pillow. I have two pillows to choose from. One is an inflatable one, which is lighter, and another one is just a small hiking pillow, like that. I got this for my wife, and I got this pillow, the inflatable one, for myself, because inflatable is lighter, as I said, but frankly, this one is more comfortable. So, having the choice, I'll probably take my wife's, and I have been taking on the trips that she doesn't go to, so I'll probably be taking this one with me. But again, weight is not a problem this time, so whatever I like, I can take with me. My only concern is theft, because Kentucky is not a very affluent state, so Kentucky's population is poor, so to speak, and I've heard stories of people of cars broken into and things stolen. So I don't want to take too much of gear, risking of losing it. So, but frankly, if anything, pillow would be the last one to be tried upon. So this is the pillow I'll be taking. So, tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, a pillow. This should be enough to have a decent sleep. The next important item is food, and I bought plenty dinners for a hiking trip, which is not happening now for different reasons. But I got these dinners now, and I'll be taking them with me on the Kentucky trip. Hopefully, American Border Services will not ask me to throw these in the trash, but oh well. So, rice and chicken, lasagna with meat sauce. I tried this one last year. Pretty much just a pasta with meatballs. Not so bad. And everything else I haven't tried. Vegetable stew with beef, rice and chicken, chili macaroni with beef, another vegetable stew with beef, and rice pilaf with vegetables. In a lazy trip like that, it will be a good opportunity for me to taste what I like more. Since the weight is not a problem, I can sample whatever I like, and then when it comes down to an important hiking trip, when I do have to select items carefully, I'll just pick the ones I liked in previous trips. So this one has been tested, these weren't. So we'll see. Soups, noodle soups, boiled water, add boiling water to the soup, wait 3 minutes, and cheap, horrible lunch is served. But what can you do, Kentucky. I'm not even aware if there's a Walmart nearby to get vegetables and fruits. But we're only going for 4 days, 4.5 days, so this should work. Another thing that usually people take with them on a hiking trip, but rarely on climbing trips, are these gels. They're popular among alpinists and hikers because they give you calories in very low, in a liquid form. You just suck this thing and swallow, and there you go. This one is 90% organic, raspberry gel, 100 calories in one sack. I got 5 of them. I'll see which ones taste better and if they do work the way they are expected to work. And I'll be taking them on the next hiking trips. Fuel for the stove. I got 3 cans. Only 2 are new and 1 is almost finished. This should be more than enough for the trip. Stove. I use MSR Rocket stove. 60 grams, so it's very light. Very unreliable too in low temperatures, but I generally don't go on winter trips, so this serves well in warm conditions with no wind. I once was in very windy conditions on a climbing trip, and this thing started, but it was very inefficient. But that was the only alternative at that time, so it made us hot tea, which was important. Knife, light, another flashlight, headlamp, another knife, fork and spoon, tablets, vitamin tablets, crackers. That's about food. And I'm not sure if I'll even need this whole thing, because Helena has no intentions whatsoever of eating camping food on a trip where restaurants are accessible. I doubt that restaurants are that accessible, but we'll be staying at a camping place at Miguel's Pizza, so at least there's a pizza place, and I'm sure the first night and second night we'll go to that place. But eating pizza for 5 days in a row at night on dinner, every dinner, is it could be difficult for me, so or for her. So we'll probably either go to a restaurant, drive to another restaurant, or we'll eat camping food. Batteries for my headlamps, a hiking towel. There's a shower there. Well, obviously you need a towel for that, and this one is a very light one, barely 100 grams. A mosquito repellent, Deed. This is a brand new one. This is not considered food, so I accidentally stepped in the next category of miscellaneous. I guess I'm done with food at this point, and I'll be taking repellent with me. Obviously, it's still summer. It will be hot there. Matches. Fingernails. When you climb, you damage your fingers. When you climb, your fingers tend to grow faster. So having this kit for the whole trip is a good idea. And again, we're driving, so I don't care how much it weighs. So I'm taking that with me. Floss and little entertainment. Another, and probably the last category, but the most important, is actual climbing gear. We're going on a climbing trip, so the whole purpose of the trip is to climb. And Kentucky is a sport climbing mecca. And routes are steep. There is lots of crack climbing, but I'm not taking any tread gear with me on this trip, because we'll be only staying there for 4.5 days, and I just started tread climbing last year, so I tend to be slow and not so efficient yet, and my partner isn't that efficient in removing my gear as well, so I don't want to waste our time on one route if we can accomplish 5 in sport at the same time. So the only things I'm taking would be obviously climbing shoes, I have two pairs of La Sportiva climbing shoes. These are different models, and the one that looks newer is pretty much a beginner model, which I tend to use for outdoor because it's slightly more comfortable. It's a little bigger, but it works well outside, and it's also very inexpensive. It probably cost me less than $100. This one, the Miuras, are a classic pro model, almost $200 in price, but that's so far the best shoe I've climbed in. Also made by La Sportiva, and I've had these shoes for, this is second year that I climb in them. I got them resold a few months ago, so they probably are not that great anymore because the sole is not the original one, but they are still great for hard projects. Hard for me is a 12. Climbing 512s would be a hard thing to do. So I'm taking both with me just because I'm hoping to climb hard stuff there, and I will need those. A chalk bag full of chalk. If I run out of chalk, I got plenty more. One climbing harness. This is a black diamond harness. Annie gave it to me as a birthday gift last year. It's a fantastic big wall or trad harness. But that's the only outdoor harness I own, so I'll take it with me on this trip. A Grigri belay device. Another backup belay device would be an ATC, this one. But the last time I used it was a few years ago, and I used it to rappel. I rarely use it to belay. This is just a backup in case something happens with this. Climbing quick draws. When you climb, you find a bolt on the wall, you unclip this off your harness, you clip the top carabiner in the bolt, and then you clip the rope in the lower biner. And then if you follow this, it will hold your body weight. I got 12 of them, and Helena has got about 15 herself, so overall we have 27 quick draws, which is more than enough. There will be never a sport pitch that's bolted so close, with bolts being so close to each other. Never. So we got plenty. If we lose one rack, we got another one. I'm taking four slings with me, and that's just a mere backup. I'll probably take one to attach to my harness and use it as an anchor, but this is just a habit. I don't feel comfortable if I don't have slings and extra carabiners with me. As a climber, you have to. How can you be a climber if you don't have sufficient supply of slings and biners? I got 3 pressing loops, which are crucial for alpinists, but not so crucial for climbers, especially sport climbers, but single pitch climbing. But I'm taking them with me just to feel safer. Clothing, obviously, shorts and t-shirts will be about 27 degrees Celsius, so rather warm during the day. Temperatures falling to maybe about +10 or +12 at night. So all the warm clothing is supposed to be used at night. And that's about it. We'll be taking water with us. I already bought 12 liters of water that I'll take with us, and then hopefully there is a big store nearby and we'll just stock up there. I'm taking 2 backpacks with me, one being more like a storage backpack, which I'll use for everything, and there is a small one. This is a small one. I'll be using it during day trips to the crags. So I'll put my climbing gear in it. Just like this. And I'll use the bigger backpack for everything else. I have a 70-meter rope. It's a blue sterling rope. Sorry, it's a Petzl rope. Halina owns a sterling rope. We'll be taking both ropes with us. So she'll have one, and I'll have one, just in case. You know, one person has their own rope. That's about it. I hope it was interesting. I hope you learned something, and have a great day.